You got men as simple-minded. They have made us being. They have ripped away us being able to be in touch with our feminine selves. Because when you become balanced to know yourself as masculine and feminine, you come to understand to stand on top that woman is everything. She's the queen. You are her protector. You are her lead. You are somebody that must look out for your queen. You must always make sure that she sees to you as somebody that is most efficiently effective to her. A queen should never have to turn her back on her king if she doesn't see that this king is not liable, or puts my life in a liable position to where I can't put my trust in you. So when she can't put her trust in you, you fail as that lead. You fail as that as her warrior, as her protector. She believes into you. And we as men have lost that. This is why a lot of women hide from us in plain sight and don't want nothing to do with us. This is why a community like this is so strong, because it's able to bring in that acceptance of, that acceptance of having a place where you are protected, a place where no one will hurt you. No one will make you feel like you didn't felt for so long. Men are vulgar. All of this loving feminine energy, a community that's basically trying to get you to that masculine men can't be in because they're not in touch with their feminine side. So this is a playoff to example of the community being effeminate, the whole feminine row, to where men are missing that in them. You wouldn't even have a community like that where all females are in there loving on one another if men would know how to be able to treat a woman correctly, attend to a woman correctly, be a woman's shepherd. But no, they didn't plague us to be niggas and treat women only for our benefit. Treat them as though the queen isn't important. The ego, I'm more important. I want her. Knowing that it works both ways. She wants you too. And it's just that physical hurt there. It's a lot of hurt. It's a lot of wounds unhealed. And we know when you ain't doing your shadow work and you wounded and you unhealed, that can play heavily on you not being on programmings being formed around you. When you ain't awareness to see this shit or rectify with it. To sit down and reconsole, self-reflect. Powerful ass method to self within your journey is self-reflecting. And some people have been in a position to where they have been who they are for as long as they have. The programming has been long overdated for some. And they didn't just ran with the notion that this is who I am. And even put into their subconscious that they even go along with the intrusive ass entity thoughts thrown there to where, they wrap a whole backstory around how I've been like this since I was, 5, 6, 7 years old. I've been like this all I can remember. Knowing that you didn't even, I'm able to see beyond what the fuck you just said and that programming to, fight your argument. Because here's how you saying that you've been who you've been, or all my life I can remember I've been this way. I just didn't, or people saying this shit, like, I just didn't have a lot of feminine energy. As like men or women say, I always had masculine energy. You know that you're speaking from a soulful point to where you had multiple selves in your past life. You were multiple individuals. You were not just this vessel that you in today. You were multiple individuals all the way up into your God-like self who you fucking was in your main vessel. Ecliptically. You didn't travel, you're a traveler, you're a visitor here, you know what I'm saying, of many selves, many lives that you done lived. All soaked. You're an absorbing sponge, experimental sponge. You are literally. You didn't absorb so many life cells that you carry all of those into the next living. So, being that you could have been somebody that had multiple cells in a past life that you came and visited, you had visitation here, you didn't have probably a lot of your past selves were derived around a lot of feminine energy. You probably was somebody who had many female vessels as a man. Right now, to have you say I slide feminine energy, but see, the thing is that we don't get when these suits form, they're either formed in two ways, man or woman. Whatever suit you come into being in, that is the suit now. You must be, you have to spend time with that vessel. You have to allow your energy to fill that out and get acquainted with your new device. There are a lot of people who didn't even give their devices a new chance because they couldn't literally they didn't fill it all the way out to stay in that device's stay with that device's deviceal gene of that design of being, the male or the female. So that sex that you was, you just gave it up. And being at the time growing up, you know what I'm saying, there could have been all sorts of impressionable individuals around you. You could have started, because like they do today still, they do heavy newslettering. They show you, they put it out here right in front of your face. This is why the internet is dangerous. Because you could be an individual at 13, not 13, but you can be at a young age, like 8, 9, 10 years old, and, you know what I'm saying, be on the internet and come across something. It could just be a video on YouTube of two individuals kissing. And now that small snapshot has been placed in your head. And if you're somebody in a man suit and you got feminine energy, that may turn you on. Vice versa for a female. And that's when you'll move along to be like, it's then already made its small impression on you. And then it can go further from there. So, the physical damage of what this community does and the psychological damage is more than anything, bro. It's more than anything. And I just really come to sit with this, man. Because I had talks before, long talks, about how this community is just set up. It's really set up to have everybody have that acceptance of comfortability, to like be cool with you having feminine energy, heavy amounts of feminine energy, or you having heavy amounts of masculine energy, being a woman or being a man, you having these energies that are not of your new energies now, your new primary energies. These are past energies. You have to literally feel and get acquainted with your new design, with your new vessel, knowing that, you was a woman in your past life, so your first primary energy was feminine. Now it's then flipped. You got a man vessel. You got masculine energy in the first seat. So you gotta fuck around with that masculine energy. Same thing with, vice versa. So you gotta literally be a person to get acquainted with your device. This just like these are vehicles. It's just like when you have symbolic to your car, right? When your car is something like when you get a 2013, right? That car was something that you got in 2013, but now you got to get it. But now it's been a couple of years. You got acquainted with that vehicle. That vehicle was cool, right? 2013. Now it's 2000. You know what I'm saying? 18, and you getting a new vehicle. Now you're acquainted with this new vehicle. You got to get acquainted with this. The old is the old. Vehicles are symbolic to our devices, to our vehicles. This is how we go through lives. Like when you go through a vehicle, another vehicle, and another vehicle, why do you think vehicles exist? You think they just here because they here? No, they're symbolic to this. You're another soul going through one vehicle and another vehicle, and you're going to have to get acquainted with it. That vehicle was probably smaller. And it probably, you know what I'm saying, it probably was small and stiff. So you got acquainted with that one. No, excuse me. That vehicle was probably a nice. It was smooth. You had a lot of room in there. You know what I'm saying. You liked how it ran on this much. It was able to run on this much gas, and you liked that it was always. You know what I'm saying. It was real spacious. Then you get a vehicle that you know what I'm saying. It's like it's not bearing the same space. It's not very spatial. It's eating up all the fucking gas. And it's starting to give you a headache, but it's about you have to get acquainted with your vehicle. Because if you didn't say, let's just say that, this vehicle, you still got your old vehicle. Let's say you still got your old vehicle. And this vehicle you ain't getting acquainted with, like, oh, this isn't, all right, I'm gonna park this in the driveway and drive my other car. Then you're gonna go back to your old energy. You're gonna go back to the old car. Because you ain't want to get acquainted with this one. You're going to travel back to the energy that you know. And you can't be a person that you know what I'm saying? And that's how a community like this goes. And I wouldn't even be here having to say anything about a community like this. But it's like, it's not even, it's not the souls and the consciousness that I see beyond, where they should be at. But being that they're in a community and programming in this world unconsciously is like a favoring desire, realm, that it just gets everybody to see that there is no guilt here. There is no innocence. So people can just be how they want to be and nobody's going to judge. Now, because judgment it's ugly beyond all measures. You can't be able to judge nobody and don't think that somebody ain't going to stick up for another person. So you can't even come out and do that. That's why judgment does not lie with me. Advisement does. Because when the truth is out there and you come across it and you choose to still you choose to literally, you know what I'm saying, spit down on somebody else's truth, that just speaks heavily on yourself. Because nobody judged, somebody just spoke and gave their honest, soulful opinion. That just is left there to just literally stay there. It's out in the open. Come forward if you want to, but it just show reflection on you. But like I said, this community would be something that wouldn't be such an issue, but they publicize it. The entities that work within this community, this clubhouse, they are, you know what I'm saying, they literally publicize it. They publicize it, man. This is why this occultic clubhouse is so damn powerful the way it is. It's the most powerful community of them all because they put this shit everywhere, bro. It's in your face whether you want to see it or not. It's the youth that they're targeting. Just like when however it got to you to be somebody to be in that community right now, be somebody to be a gay, lesbian, whatever, what have you. You literally, it got to you some way. They got to you by a newsletter. They got to you by some sort of impressionable, you know what I'm saying, some sort of impressionable advertisement. They got it to you to got you to be the way you was. Because nothing, this is artificial, you know what I'm saying, sexuality. This is why they do a lot of experimentation in this community. It's a lot of guinea pigging going on, which is why this derails around transhumanism. They're creating and making new sexualities and new, and also new sexual outfits. They're being able to give you lab-made chemicals that you can use to destroy your hormones. They're allowing men to turn into women and women into men. So we don't know who is who out here. And you thinking that you just think all women on screen are women, and that can't be a man. When knowing that they doing this shit as I speak. Bro. This is the problem that I have with the community. This is the problem that I have with, these motherfuckers. Lucifer in this unconscious realm with his Luciferians in these communities, bro. These clubhouses. Because it's really an affecting affliction on me as a man, because I have to always combat against just that. You know what I'm saying? Now seeing a potential soulmate of mine be somebody I can't really have a connection with because she's into the same sex. This is also for other gods and goddesses that come across a god that she comes across, and this person can't be nothing more than her best friend because he don't see her like that. And we're losing out on potential soulmates, people that we can really have a connection with. But I'm telling you, it's the hurt. Females, they're not gonna take a chance with guys because they don't trust them. And guys, they probably think about them is it's the promiscuity for guys. They're just promiscuous. That feminine energy is just promiscuous. Because if you a masculine, downright God, you don't want nothing to do with another God. But if you somebody that is interested in a God and you're a God, that's promiscuous femininity. Feminine energy that still holds a grip on you. And you have not gave truth to and got acquainted with your design. You have abandoned it. And that's where a lot of that moves into abandonment. You have abandoned it to say that, I find that man over there, I find that guy over there more good looking than that woman over there. And this is where they lie at. A lot of urges stated, like I said, with Lucifer. He indulges in being a god himself, a masculine god who likes, he likes same sex. Very, very promiscuous God. He favors that. He favors, masculine men. In a world where everything, it just, all naturality eliminates itself. All of it just eliminates itself. It doesn't stay. So, that's the thing that, if it could come about that, this community could be something if there were consciousness people in there to be able to be to be sound proof on this, to be soundly proof, and be and somewhat have energy control to be able to not be selfish, break out of that spell of being selfish, break the program and at least allow it to start glitching to where you're gonna be a woman that's still gonna fuck on a god, and you're gonna be a man that still fuck on a woman. But y'all selfishly not wanting to, you selfishly just wanting to fuck the flesh of your flesh and not wanting to be with the opposite sex of you. is something that's the problem, because that's where we're heading as far as a collective, as far as a human race. That's where we're heading, to see that time, like with so many people, so many other, you know what I'm saying, the youth here now, a lot of them are in the LGBT. You got youngins, 14, 15, talking about that they're who they are, and they don't even know. And it's like there's not even a chance being give to the youth, and they're the main power. They're gonna lead this planet as far as when we're gone. When the generations before them are gone, they're gonna be the ones to set the example further on. And if they could get most of them to walk around invisible and cloaked, to not see not see the opposite sex that they are supposed to be with, but the same sex, you can kiss any other souls coming here goodbye. Which, for me, at the end of the day, if it came that way, no souls need to come here anyway. They don't. If they can't even come here and experience an actual conceivement with a goddess, what's the point of being here? What's the point of being here if everything is, if the whole stripping of naturality is gone and it's all artificial? It won't even leave nothing but, you know what I'm saying? It won't leave nothing but, minor temporary, infatuation. You'll be infatuated just mildly temporarily. Then it's more of a forcing. You don't come down here and just be like, oh, I want to kiss a girl in the mouth, or I want to kiss a boy in the mouth, or I want to kiss a man in the mouth, or I want to kiss a woman in the mouth. You don't come down here wanting to do that. That shit is forced onto you. It's an outfit put onto you. Yeah. But I also wrote here that it says that this is also observed on October 11th on National Coming Out Day. They got a National Coming Out Day, a day where they try to woo out and monetize as many vessels as they possibly can that's in that, you know what I'm saying, that's shamefully in the programming, to have them now come out and be open to doing what you're doing. More people to come into the, breed to the community, nonetheless. And on October 11th, in the United States, they also observed, this is in the United Kingdom, it's not in the United States. On October 11th in the United Kingdom, it also observed during February I didn't finish it there, so it just says to concede. So, basically being at the United Kingdoms, man, we already know it's a lot of fem going on over there. But it's just that this shit is something of theirs. It's not of yours. Hear me what I say. It's not of yours. It's of theirs. And it's not your fault. It ain't your fault. I see you for who you really are. Just know that. I know when you come around as a woman dressed up in clothes, you know what I'm saying? This is why when that type of stuff gets around me, it bothers me. It bothers me. Because I know who you are, goddess, in them clothes. I know what's going on with you. I know what you're doing. I know it's not really you, it's an act. That's just like a guy doing what he doing. I know better. And it's just fucked up, because this community has such a strong hold and such a strong pull on certain individuals that it's almost as though that you can see the programming walking right in front of you, to where it's like, it's just sucking the living daylights out of that soul and conscience. To not let them, you know what I'm saying, let that naturality come back online. It's just like offline. And You know, I can keep going on from here, but this video's thing got long, and I'm just gonna end it here by saying that, you know, this community, to me, it just bears a lot of issues. It bears a lot of problems that, you know, are very damaging to us as a human race, because it literally is wanting to destroy everything that is of natural order down here for us as human beings. When it comes to, you know, sexuality, of normality, with conceiving, that's the number one thing, is to just basically house with someone of the opposite sex of you, and literally, you know what I'm saying, have communion, bring life. That's the number one thing, is bringing life, bro. That's what we're here to do with one another. That cannot be something that can't be destroyed. It won't. And that's what they're heading to do. They're wanting to destroy it. And who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are they to say that we are not to be, you know what I'm saying, to like take a goddess away from me? Who the fuck are they to take a goddess away from me? Who the fuck are they to take a god away from you, goddess? And people out here are just, you know what I'm saying, also just they're giving their consent to the community as well. You got females who have male best friends that are in that community, or that are associated with the brand of the community, being it's the sexuality of the community. And they have these male friends. They're like females making like hella, you know, they're making hella, you know, friendships with gay men. They're making hella friendships with them, right? And it's like you don't even grasp the fact that this man is you. He's wanting to be you. He has the same interests as you. He's following the suit basically off of everything you do. He's, you know, he's demonstrating all of your feminine mannerisms. He is a walking instrument of downloads, you know, human behavioral downloads from you. He's downloading every human behavior you do, and he's incorporating it to himself. Like a programming, bro. A fucking programming. Downloading one another. Women around men, downloading all of men, dressing up like them, speaking like them, acting like them, downloading another human being's naturality, natural sex, the naturality of their sex, their sexual suits, and taking and sucking that out of the natural suit and putting it into their artificial suit, to then say that, you know, now I'm you. And women are hanging around men like that and not noticing that you know, they're making more of him are coming to be made. They're coming to be made to where then you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight that man off of that man's arm. When you trying to get you know, when it get to a point in time where this shit get as bigger as it does, and we here, and nobody, you know what I'm saying, nothing else in this world is getting here to be able to start new relational experiences, but instead we're on a planet where now we're just stuck with the mass majority that we have here, and everybody just fucking on the same sex. So you walking around like you trying to find where yours at. You thought it was cool, you know, in the beginning. You got, you know what I'm saying, you got this feminine male friend who's like, you know, he ha, but now you look around, you see all the men, they taken up by these men. Vice versa with the women. We as men, we can't even fucking. Let me tell you that is a hurtful feeling when you as a man, you have your woman go and just say she wants sex with another woman. This is why I can never be a man with my goddess, wherever she may be at, to like never ever like satisfiedly please her, bro. Satisfiedly see her. Because that's something that I feel as though like I'm as a man, my card should be revoked. If my woman ever has to leave to a community like that, to where she feels adequate more over here than on this side. And it's like, that's a big layering issue that beings don't even come in and realize. And with everybody supporting this group, you're giving your consent to have them destroy the natural principles of us here, of being with one another. Because you allow this artificial, you know what I'm saying, program to come around you and be under you, you're giving its consent to soon take your spot artificially. But yeah, man, I just wanted to come on here and get this video, speak on this. It was a heavy ass truth. It's like I go more in depth, talk more shit about it. But you know what I'm saying? I just want you to, hear what I was saying. Grasp where I was coming from, because it all was from a place of pure, passionate intent, man. Especially for my people. At the end of the day, it's not even so much that you somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, you're going through, you're in this situation with, you know what I'm saying, being somebody under a program. It's the fact that you can get the programming to crash to where now you work against the community. You work against those that done what they done to you. Even if that means you standing the way you are, it doesn't mean, because at the end of the day, you have choice. You have choice to be what you want to be. But you also have the choice to stand up and do what's right. Do what's right. Know that you're in a community that is literally doing a little bit too much that it shouldn't be doing. Moving with being too public. And should like literally quiet the fuck down. Should take up being, and that just goes to all communities, quieting the fuck down. Private. Because it's like, the more public it gets, the more publicity it gets, the stronger it gets. The more of the agenda they reach out to others and snatch and place them under that binding spell. But look, I want you to keep taking care of yourself. Keep focusing on you and you alone, okay? Because you are everything to you, and everything is you, all right? Stay authentically you, stay authentically real, stay authentically true. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody throw you off your game. Always use discernment. Always be somebody to question every fucking thing. Alright? Question every fucking thing, bro. End of the day, nobody can ever, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can ever take the light away from you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can ever take the light away from you. And nobody can ever stop you from fulfilling and becoming who you are truly meant to become, alright? Take it easy. I'm gonna catch you in the next one.